This Derby window company had a flying start to the year. Its 100-strong workforce having to do weekend overtime to fulfil orders.
This industry is, we buy things from abroad, so no one knows what's going to happen with the euro. Our industry is just doing what it needs to do. I believe it's because we're making things better, which is keeping us ahead of the game.
Many firms put on a surge in production ahead of the original Brexit date, helping the UK's gross domestic product, or GDP, grow 0.5% in the first quarter of the year. But here is the wider context. For the poorest fifth of households, debt has recently doubled, and the number of workers living in poverty is now at a 20-year high.
We're still in the longest wage squeeze for 200 years. People's wages still haven't recovered to where they were before the financial crisis. And when we talk to workers, they're still telling us about things like 0 hours contracts, like bogus self-employment. So although we have had some better news in the figures today, it's a long way off really getting to people's pockets yet.
But on a visit to a firm that builds rocket engines, the Chancellor said incomes are now rising fast and people will start to feel the positive effect of that.
Why isn't the growth being felt by ordinary people, by the jams, the just about managings that your government has promised to help?
Well, it is being now. After a long period when real incomes were not growing significantly, we're now seeing the fastest level of wage growth for a decade.
But the poorest fifth of households are seeing debt soar.
Employment is at a record high and wages are rising. Now, the impact of that is felt by people over time. But if we can keep wages growing at the level they are growing, keep employment at record levels, that translates through into better standards of living for ordinary people.
Fatima is trying to give her family a better standard of living. She and El Alia volunteer for a community kitchen in Oxford, but in weeks when Fatima doesn't get much work, she has to rely on the food handouts.
Thank you to them, because they normally help us, especially when you don't have enough money in your pocket.
And for Linda, on a trip to Oxford with her daughter, the Chancellor's assurances that people will feel richer ring hollow. Does it feel like that to you?
No. No, look at the amount that you pay more for all the services you need and all the goods you need. It's a load of rubbish.
The Chancellor says today's figures show the UK economy is robust, but it seems many living on the breadline have yet to feel the benefit. Catherine Jones, 5 News.